we can, I guess, still wait till 6.
I assume that time is right. I don't have my phone.
Yeah, we got a program. Oh, there we go.
All right, this special meeting of the Aurora Board of Education is called to order. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Schiraldi, please call the roll.
Mrs. Mahalis,
Here.
Mrs. Click,
Here.
Dr. Schneider,
Here.
Mr. Acom, Mrs. Fuller.
All right, we'll begin tonight's meeting with I'm going to take the first 5 together, if that's okay. Personnel resolutions. I'll read through them, then I'll get a motion in a second. Exhibit A1 is a resolution to accept resignations. Exhibit A2 is a resolution to award a new administrator contract. Exhibit A3, a resolution to award supplemental activity contracts to non-district and district personnel. Exhibit A4 is a resolution to employ a long-term substitute teacher for 2026 to 2027. And Exhibit A5 is a resolution to approve the introductory appointment of support staff. May I have a motion, please?
Moved. Second.
Are there any comments or questions about any of those? All right, then Mr. Schiraldi, please call the roll.
Dr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mrs. Mahalis,
Yes.
Mrs. Click,
Yes.
Mrs. Fuller.
All right. Then we have Exhibit A6, which is a resolution to hold a public hearing on the reemployment of an STRS retiree for the 2026-27 school year. May I have a motion, please?
Second.
All right, I will read through this. At this time, the Aurora Board of Education will hold a public hearing in accordance with Ohio Revised Code 3307.353 regarding the possible reemployment of an individual retiring from the State Teachers Retirement System of Ohio. The purpose of this hearing is to provide members of the public with an opportunity to comment on the board's potential reemployment of the following individuals following retirement from STRS employment with the district. And the prospective retire-rehire candidate this evening is Mr. Mark Abramovich from Harmon Middle School. At this time, I will open the public hearing and invite any public comments related specifically to the proposed reemployment of Mr. Abramovich. Either of you two ladies? Okay. Mary loves him. Okay, hearing no additional comments, the public hearing regarding the potential reemployment of STRS retiree is now closed. Are there any questions or comments about that?
I can just talk about the process.
Okay.
So obviously, this is a required 30, 60, 90-day process, which we started back in April, did not need to take any action in May. This special board meeting was for this public hearing, and then June is for the individual or individuals, in this case, Mark Abramovich, to submit his retirement for approval, and then we would also have a new contract on there, per our discussions of that at the June board meeting. This will be a annual rhythm now that we have the retire-rehire provision in the teacher contract as well. So we would anticipate a number of teachers the next couple of years, although some of them just retire this year, which is fine too. But we do anticipate we would have some that would pursue this next couple of years.
So now I have a question. It was my understanding that we moved our June meeting to the 5th Monday to give enough time for this process.
Yes.
What would happen if there aren't 5 Mondays next year? Will you meet in July for the June board meeting?
No, I think we might just have to pick a different day. We'll just have to count the days based
We'll
on,
have like a special meeting or something.
we could potentially have a special meeting instead of doing it at the regular meeting. So we'll have to look at the calendar. We will, Mr. Hayes and I will make sure when we are going into January at the organizational meeting, we'll look at the calendar and count the days and just make sure we have it on the appropriate date to meet the guidelines.
Okay. Okay. All right, Mr. Schiraldi, please call the roll.
Dr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mrs. Mahalis,
Yes.
Mrs. Fuller, Mrs. Click.
Yes.
All right. Exhibit A7 is a resolution to approve a leave of absence request. May I have a motion, please?
Moved.
Any comments or questions about that? Mr. Schiraldi, please call the roll.
Mrs. Mahalis,
Yes.
Mrs. Click,
Yes.
Mrs. Fuller, Dr. Schneider.
Yes.
All right, and then moving on to Exhibit B1, which is a resolution to accept the master facility plan for the Ohio Facilities Construction Commission Expedited Local Partnership Program. May I have a motion, please?
Move.
Chair seconds.
I'm assuming you're going to let me speak now?
Yes.
Yes.
Please do.
First of all, thank you for your patience. This has been very frustrating in terms of just getting this document. We set this up months ago with the OFCC and TDA, and they said no problem, that they would have it before the meeting. I assume, well, originally we were supposed to get it late May. We did get it today. Like I told you, I was professionally persistent with TDA starting last week to make sure we got this in time for you at least to look through it and try to understand it prior to voting on it. Just to reiterate the process of this as well, so for this special meeting, we essentially are just approving the partnership with the OFCC, even though their plan that they approved is slightly different, which I'll talk about in a moment. And then if you recall what I sent to the board in the last update, at the end of June, we will bring the documents from, Mr. Schiraldi will get from our bond counsel to approve the essential plan, $96,200,000. All of that, we will take that to the county, then bring it back in July to have an official, the 4.25 millage is what we anticipate. And then that would go back to make sure that we are on the November ballot. So these are just all required steps that we're continuing to do that we've really talked about since last year around this time when we decided that the essential plan was the plan. So this, for tonight, essentially what I gave you, I mean, you have the entire document, which is massive, so I didn't print out all of that. And it talks about a lot of their calculations and enrollment, et cetera. But you have the cover letter, which basically just talks about what is in here, which is a resolution to accept the facility master plan, the $500,000 maintenance resolution, and the projected agreement. So you have the agenda there, and I'll talk through these pages, and then if the board approves that, then what we will do is we will take the, Mr. Schiraldi will complete the one document about the roll call, and then we need to have Pam, myself, and Mr. Schiraldi sign the other document, and then we actually need to send this back to the OFCC by June 12th. We won't delay. We will do this tomorrow and get it sent in on June 9th. So they gave us a very tight timeline to turn it around, which is interesting. Anyways, so that's the cover letter, and let me try to do my best to walk this through. These documents are very confusing, even for us when we've gone through this before. So I'm just going to try to simplify what they included here in these pages. So the first one is to accept the master facility plan and the scope of the project. If you look down below there, though, their plan does not match our plan, and that was the same way the last time, though that's confusing. It's actually to our benefit, because in our plan, in the essential plan, things on the triage list and the bus garage, those aren't necessarily covered through the OFCC because they don't impact instructional spaces. So what they do is they take your enrollment, and we appreciate them doing this, and they say, well, if you just did a PK through 3 and renovated, Layton and squished everybody in those buildings, which technically they say we could do, it would never fit. We already had trailers, but technically, according to their enrollment numbers, it would. Then, this is the project that we would approve for this amount. So essentially on that cover page, what this is showing you is that their project budget that they're covering is $93 million, essentially $905,603. Our local share is roughly $81 million. But that state share that we could potentially get in 3 to 5 years as reimbursement if we pass the bond issue and the $500,000 maintenance, all of those things, would be $13,146,784. So I know that is a small number compared to $96 million, and there are districts in poverty who get tons of money. However, $13 million is also nothing to sneeze at. It's a significant amount of money that we could recoup later, and there's all kinds of other facility upgrades that we could do on the capital improvement list or otherwise, if we're lucky enough for all those steps to fall into place and to get that $13 million later. So that is, we're happy certainly with that figure and the reimbursement, given our what they consider to be, our wealthy status in their system. So that's that page. The second page just talks about the LFI. So This is, they have us, we're voting on their plan because they approved their master plan, which is beyond our scope. So that's why it has the $17 million built in there with the 93 to get to 111. So the LFI includes other things on their assessed plan that would include remodeling at the high school and the middle school and doing the auditorium. Well, we can't afford this plan, and this is not part of our essential plan, but we're just essentially saying that we approve the partnership with them. We understand that this is their master plan, but that's not what we're doing. It's just approval of the partnership and what they perceive as a facility master plan. We do not need to pursue that. That's, I know, like I said, very confusing. But that's what I'm just explaining what that document is. The third page is our signature page showing our intent, and I already checked the box there. And this is what we did the last time. We are committing that if we pass the bond issue successfully, at that time, excuse me, no, it would even be later than that, and we get in line and are able to officially get the notification that we will participate in CFAP, which is basically meaning the reimbursement dollars. At that time, in order to get those reimbursement dollars, we would have to go to the community and pass a 0.5 mil maintenance, which is just the OFCC guidelines, saying that the district, community, everybody's committing to that 0.5 mil maintenance to help upkeep the new facilities.
With that, what's the timeline on that we need to do?
We don't know because we have to pass the bond, and then we'd have to find out when we'd get in line. It could be 3 years, it could be 5 years, it could be more than 5 years. So that is completely up in the air. It would just saying that we would have to, at some point around that time, we'd have to pass the 0.5 mil maintenance to access those funds,
Okay.
which is also the case the last time too. That's just how they operate. So that's our intent. There's no commitment until all those other things fall into place, which is what we talked about the last time. We prefer waiting and to make sure all that happens. And then it's just the end of the contract. And this is in your document, the last page. It's just a little snippet of that monster document I shared, the spreadsheet showing how they calculated the plan, putting the new PK3 as our plan and taking Miller and Craddock offline along with the high school renovation. So that is how they got to that $13 million calculation. Otherwise, it would actually be less because our plan is the 1 through 3 and includes the triage list and all those other items. So questions or comments on that? I know that is a bit confusing, but I wanted to explain all that to simplify what was in the monster document as well.
Regarding the line that you were talking about, do we automatically go to the bottom, or is there some configuration?
Yeah, no, there is a placeholder now that we're agreeing to be. So we're agreeing to do this tonight, and we'll send this on, and they'll register us, and we'll get in line. The last I've heard, there is no promise of it being less than 5 years. However, every year, schools will move up based upon if they pass or don't pass. So, for example, I think I shared this before, Oakwood City Schools, a fairly wealthy district, a friend of mine's the superintendent there, they were not anticipating getting funds, but then because so many schools did not pass the last couple of years, they were moved quickly up that line and actually received some of those reimbursement dollars through the OFCC. So it's really wide open. It could be over 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. Maybe we pass and others don't, and it happens in 2 to 3 years. I mean, that's the best I can say. We just have to get in line and see what happens.
Is there a time frame for us to pass that millage?
Yeah, it does not give us an exact time frame other than when we're up in line. And I think, well, I do know that in order to receive those reimbursement funds, we would have to pass it at that time. So it would have to be in that window when we're getting set to receive it. And I'm assuming they're going to give us notice, at least a year notice or significant notice to figure out when's the best time. Because as you know, we have so many renewals that are up in the ballot. But it may have to coincide with one of those renewals.
So then if that 0.5 mil does not pass, then those funds don't become available?
Correct. I would hope that our community would support that, given.
That would be cutting our nose to spite our face, wouldn't it?
That would, considering that it's $13 million, yeah, which, like I said, a significant amount of money. But all we're doing tonight is saying we're going to participate in the planning process. We understand that this is your master plan and what you would reimburse if everything else falls into place.
Dr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mrs. Mahalis,
Yes.
Mrs. Fuller, Mrs. Click.
Yes.
All right, and thank you for putting this together
Yes,
for us. and-
my pleasure. Sorry for the delay again.
Yeah, that's all right. Okay, are there any board items? All right, then can I have a motion to adjourn, please?
Moved?
Mr. Schrawley, please call the roll.
Mrs. Fuller, Dr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mrs. Mahalis,
Yes,
Mrs. Click.
Yes.
meeting is adjourned.
All right. Officially 15 minutes, I believe.
Do you have the thing you need me to sign?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll pick a master copy and use that one. I'll pass it along to you, Lauren, so we can send it in tomorrow. Yep, you need to sign it too.